If you're watching this video because you've had enough of being average, living the same way every other person in school or college is living, then you're in the right place. Because if you're not sick and tired of all of it, then click off. This advice is only for people who want to get the top 1 percentile grades, who want to have huge passions and side projects outside of school, and for those who want to become that person who does everything effortlessly whilst having fun with it all. My name is Zain Asif, I'm a third year medical student, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly how to go from being the average student to the top 1%. The first thing I'm going to talk about is your strategy. If you want top percentile grades for whatever reason, then just reading through the chapter from page 1, going through every single topic one by one is not the way to do it. You are preparing for an exam, and that means very honestly that you can predict the questions that will come up on your papers. Not joking. There are always specific subtopics that are much more testable, that examiners are biased towards, that are way more likely to come up compared to others. So your tactic, your strategy should instead be, before you start revising for anything, it should be to actually look through and analyze 5 past papers, 10 past papers, and then create a spreadsheet of all the topics that come up in each exam paper to see how often each topic comes up. It is the simplest thing to do and no one does it. The spreadsheet is very simple. It's just a list of topics in one column and the amount of questions about those topics that come up in each of the past papers in the next columns. Once you spend an hour, 2 hours reading and analyzing exam questions, you're really going to understand how specific topics are tested. And trust me, that is such a huge advantage. By doing this, you will find hints and patterns, and you can then use those to plan your revision accordingly. You're not just blindly revising everything. You're focusing on understanding the topics and memorizing the details that are more likely to come up. That is the smart way to do it. The second thing I want to make clear is that if you want to become that top 1%, then your life can't just be school. You have to become that person that studies very effectively, very efficiently, and inhales information, and hence has a ton of time to do stuff outside of school. You can't just go to class, make notes, study for the test by reading those notes, do a few practice questions here and there. Why? Because that's what everyone else is doing as well. So number 1, stop making note-taking the entire core of your revision. It's scary, I know, because for most of you, your entire studying process, everything has been based around just copying exactly what the teacher is putting on the whiteboard or saying in class. And I know it's worked before, but it's not going to both guarantee the best of the best marks and allow you to do stuff out of school as well. The second big thing that people do for the other end of the spectrum is that people need to stop making flashcards the entirety of their revision. People just have this misconception that, oh, if I bang out 500 flashcards in a day, I'll just know everything. But that's just as bad. Yes, if you do that many every single day for weeks on end, you will probably get good marks, you'll be gaining some knowledge, but you're not actually learning, you're just doing pattern recognition. And all in all, it takes way longer to actually properly learn something by just doing flashcards. Because you're not actually spending time understanding why you're right or wrong. You're understanding the bulk of the topic. My overall point about learning is that you need to experiment and actually spend time creating a smart study method for yourself rather than just watching this and doing nothing. I have a full guide on my study process, every single step I take. Check it out, adapt it. But regardless of the method that you follow, it needs to help you do 3 things. It needs to first, number 1, help you get a good baseline of the topic. For example, what I do is I skim the topic and then I create a mind map of all the basic concepts in that topic and how they link together. It creates a good overview before you start studying, and a live version of me doing it is linked somewhere up here. Number 2, your learning method then has to build on that baseline of understanding in a smart way. So if you're reading the information, read the information in layers. That's the minimum you can do. Start with the easiest layer of information, then go through the medium layer, and then the hardest. That makes learning everything a lot easier and actually makes it stick. And number 3, your learning process needs to help you test yourself as much as possible, as frequently as possible, and in a way that you enjoy. Testing yourself can mean creating questions or flashcards and then doing them. It can mean teaching the topic to yourself or blurting it all out on a piece of paper. Whatever you find that works well for the subject you're doing, which will vary. These are the 3 basic ideas you can follow to start to at least work towards creating a study method for yourself. But the thing is, you'll learn more by actually experimenting and doing more and taking the time to create it for yourself, because it is a continuous process. I refine the way I work every few months, improving again and again, getting faster and faster. There's no choice but to actually keep up because there's so much going on. But no one really does this. People get stuck in their ways. But that's not the way you become and then stay academically successful, is it? Listen, I think this is the key message that I want to give about time management. People have huge misconceptions that doing cliche self-improvement stuff is what's gonna make them the best of the best. Creating goals, going to the gym, studying a couple hours, having a good diet. No, that is just the bare minimum. And everyone is doing this stuff. Of course, these things are important, but most of you go to work or school, come home, gym, eat well, and let these minimums take over your entire day. The reality is your success, the real top tier desires that you have, are nowhere close to being achieved. Because these small things, like getting fitter, reading more, yeah, they're good if you're in the dumps. It's a good start, but don't fool yourself. These things don't have anything to do with becoming the top 1%. Because let me tell you the reality, it is very, very, very doable to do everything every day. Most people have created false ceilings around themselves, or oh, I can only do this much in this day, but never question how they use their time. So let me repeat, in your average day, you can do all the things that will take your life to the next level, and you can do all the regular things that are good for you, like working out, going to class, and you'll still have more time left over to do more fun stuff, and you'll genuinely enjoy it all. So how do you make time for it all? By reprioritizing everything in your life around those big, life-changing, purpose-driven things that you have to do to take your life to the next level. Which, for the top 1%, is to build their career to an incredibly fulfilling stage. It's to create those crazy profitable businesses. It's to invest time in their faith, their family, to serve their community to the highest level. And the fact is that starts now as a student. For me, that means going above and beyond my usual studies. It's going to as many surgical procedures as possible. It's doing all the things in hospital, all the high-yield things, developing those skills that no one else is developing. It's making as much time as possible for this community, this platform, this channel, my faith, for my family. Those are the types of big life-changing things that you should be doing every day that push you towards your purpose. And yeah, you do create those personal goals, go to the gym, take care of yourself, but you should leave less space in your mind to stress about those minimums. Instead, my advice is to focus on the big life-changing things daily and allow the rest of the stuff to naturally fall into place. Listen, none of this is easy to implement. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but the thing is, I know that I'm getting there. And this is the honest advice that I'd give to my younger self, that I'd give to my best friend or my younger brother, to become that top 1% person. Because I think pursuit of something greater than yourself, something bigger, providing a service somewhere, is what makes life so fulfilling. Doing it all, if you do it smart, if you strategize for your exams, if you learn how to learn in an effective and an efficient, quick manner, and if you live your life in a way that you prioritize all the big life-changing things that you're doing and do them every day, doing it all is very possible. I'm gonna link the full study guide here, and I'm gonna link the mind map live tutorial here. Check them out to start working on that step number 2 ASAP. Anyways, if this has helped, please leave a like, spam the comments, help me out with the algorithm, share the video, and I will see you in the next one.